seems legit.
Hello Legitimates and welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing with a new gadget to make these beautiful beaded bracelets. This is the Caydo fully automated bead spinner. And so I'm opening it and unboxing it with you. So it comes with a little instruction manual, a whole bunch of these beads. You get a power cord that plugs into a USB port, and of course the actual machine. And you get 2 of the needles. You can see those 2 metal things. We're going to take one out because you only use one at a time. But you do get 2 needles, and then you get that. So it's a USB-C. So we're going to put the beads in and then get them going. So on the end of our needle, you attach a piece of like sewing thread, and then you can loop the elastic cord through it. So you can see here in real time, I am working out how many beads I need to actually go around my wrist, and you just shuffle them down. Now this isn't shuffling as well because the first time I did it, I did a knot instead of just looping it through. So I've just got to kind of fiddle with them a little bit to get them where I need. And then again, I'm going to check, and we need some more. So you can also just kind of push them from there. And then once you've got enough, you can just tie it off. So 2 knots seems to be the way to go. I did Google this knot to get it done, and then you pull it as tight as possible and you have a bracelet. So that's the beads that it comes with. Then I went to the shops and I bought some other beads just to see how it went. So these are glass seed beads. So you can see there, that's the thread. You tie a knot in that so it's a loop, and then through the loop, we just pull that. Do I need that much thread? Probably not, but I do it anyway. Now these are glass beads, so they are a bit heavier than the other ones that the packet comes with. So you can see here I'm kind of holding onto the needle. That's just to help the beads actually go on there. The downside to not tying that on, the stretchy thread, is you do kind of have to hold it. But if I hold this at the right angle, you can see the beads do go up there. It just takes an extra minute, but it was worth a try. I do still use this. It was still handy, and it is still quicker than me doing it by hand to thread them one by one. So I'm just moving these down. I turn the machine off sometimes, and then I'm going to pull it off, and I'm going to put in a couple of beads and then put some letters in between it. So the packet did actually come with letters as well. So because it's just looped through, I can grab a few beads and then unloop it to put in my letter beads in between. I'm sorry, this is a really bad angle, but you can see I'm trying to get the beads on. So I just want like a few, and then I'm going to take it out of there and put another letter on, loop it back through again, and get some more beads. And then again, I'm writing Foxy because those are the letters I could find that actually made a word, and I just wanted to see if it would work really well. And so then when you tie it off, I did it a little bit small, but you get the idea that then it will, you can make it as a ring. So here's, this one's Foxy. So I've done the same thing, except I put all the letters together. So this was again with those first beads. I switched back to them just so I could use them. So there's my first one and my second one. I think they look really, really pretty. They're kind of just really, really cute. And so then I tried some of these seed beads. This is from Kmart. So I picked a bunch of random colors. Actually, I've got my child just off camera telling me what colors he would like. And I'm also using this other stretchy cord that I have because it was thinner, and I felt like the seed beads are more likely to get on there. So you can see the original one is the one in my hand, and then the new one is just something I had in my cupboard. So it's off-white, and it is much thinner. So set up the end. So you can see I've just got it looped through, and then we're going to pick some beads. Now, you could just pour them all in if you wanted to. I choose to grab the colors that my child asked for. So he's telling me which one's slightly off camera. Now, this would work better. You're about to see it go, but it works better when it's got more beads in it. This is not a lot of beads, but I didn't want to have to resort them again. So you just kind of have to poke it into the stream of beads to get them on there. It does work, but again, if you fill it up properly, they just fly right on. but it's still really helpful. So you can see I've just got to get that right angle. Here they go. So the seed beads do work though. And then I've got a little laser engraved tab, so you can see the beads in the background. They did go on, it just took a minute. And then I'm just going to tie this onto there, and that way you can make really cool custom bracelets with the random beads. I find when I'm trying to do a random coloring, I always end up doing a pattern by accident. My brain can never truly do random, so I really like this. You just add the colors you want and let it do its own thing. So you can see here, we just tie it off, move it around, and then tie it off again. So it's really, really fun to play with. My child has had fun with it since this video, but he didn't want to be in the video, which is fair enough. But we've used it heaps more than just this video so far. So it is a really fun little thing. You can make cute friendship charms and bracelets, especially if you've got little girls, although my kid's a boy and he loves just making random stuff with it. He also really enjoys picking the colors to put in there from the seed beads. So I really enjoyed this. It's really, really easy to use. It doesn't take up a lot of space on the shelf. So when you pack it away, it's just like, I put it back in the box personally, but then even the box doesn't take up much space on the shelf. So everything's all just together. I do recommend getting this. I have got a link in the description below if you would like to purchase your own. But I really, really had fun doing this. You can see in the background here as well, I've made a necklace to match just because that was extra fun. And that's it. So all different types of beads do work in this machine. And it's a great way to entertain the kids for ages. Thanks for popping by, and I'll see you next time.